Mark T the Handyman here. Today we're going to go through what I think the do-it-yourselfer should have in his toolbox. So I've been in the trades since 1975, and I've carried my tools in small tool pouches, big tool pouches, actual tool boxes, and a couple more probably. But I settled on a bucket with a tool holder, and that's what we're going to go through today. So here's my bucket. This is what I carry my tools in. I've used this for quite a long time. I'm retired now. I don't do any side work really, but if I have a friend that has something going on or need to take this someplace, this is what I carry my tools in. Let's see what we got inside. First, I generally carry a pair of gloves wherever I go if I'm going to work on something. These are just simple gloves I picked up at Home Depot or Lowe's or someplace. And then I've got my safety glasses here. I've worn safety glasses pretty much for a long time because wherever I worked, either the company required it or I just got used to them and I like wearing them now. First thing, let's get the stuff that's in the bottom of the bucket here. It's just a simple cordless drill that you can use for taking out screws or drilling or whatever. It happens to be a DeWalt. I like the DeWalt tools and I have quite a few of these. Next, we've got our DeWalt flashlight here. I prefer this one. I have another one that I use, but I don't carry it in my bucket, and that would be this one right here for a little bit of extra light, but I don't carry it. It's too heavy to carry, but if I need it, I got it. As you can see, somehow I've got two flashlights in here. Normally I just carry one. That must have just fallen in there somehow. So, but those are very handy. They've got magnets on them that hold it. You can clip it on something, and there's the magnet holding onto a screw. But I find these to be very handy. And they've got the rotating flashlight itself. So inside the toolbox, we've got these combination wrenches and box wrenches of all different kinds of sizes here. I don't know if I can pull that out. I actually carry them all in this eyeglass holder. I'm not going to take them all out, but it's obviously a variation of different sizes. But this is probably one of my more handier tools that I use all the time. It's just a T with the different sizes. This is quarter inch here actually. This is 3/8 and that's 5/16. Pretty common sizes in the air conditioning business there. So I do carry that, and that's quite handy. Moving right along, here's where I carry my pencils, and I also have some small little screwdrivers in there that I use. Then I've got two pairs of channel locks. I've got this large size, and I'll call that the medium size there. And these are very handy. I've had them both for a long time, but apparently this one has been out in the weather more. It's a little bit rustier, but it still works, so I keep them. All my tools actually are pretty old. I've been in the trade since 1975 and have accumulated all types of tools. And these here, some are new, some are going to be old. This is an older one. And this is something I actually use quite a bit when I was in the field there. And it's got all kinds of different bits inside there that you can see. And that comes in pretty handy. It's a ratchet, and I like that one. This right here, it's just a scraper that I found that, sometimes you just need to scrape insulation or something off, and I keep it in my toolbox. Another one here, this is I call it a scratch-all. It's for me, it's lining up stuff, or if you're trying to put a screw in there, and there's other things you can use it for, but I find this to be a very useful tool. Next, we're coming to our crescent wrenches, or adjustable wrenches. And again, these tools are a little bit older. I've got these three right here in this side pouch here, but then I got this other one that I use right there. So these are the four sizes I carry, and I use them quite frequently actually. So I like having those in there. The next thing you'll see is I've got wire ties. I like to use wire ties a lot of times just for holding things down after you're done with everything. I like everything nice and neat and not wires flopping around or pipes flopping around, so I always keep some wire ties in there, and they come in pretty handy. And then, of course, I need a level. I got this level here. This is fairly new, actually. I got it as a gift, and I like it. And here, this is just a group of self-tapping screws that you never know when you can use them or need them, so I keep them right there. And this right here is a nut driver that I picked up, and wasn't sure about it at the beginning, but then I was able to get rid of all these out of my toolbox, so it really made a difference. And it's got all the sizes that I just showed you there. You just have to move it around, and it's actually quite handy, and I use that a lot. That's fairly new right there. This is a pair of crimping tools, and judging by the handles and everything, it's a little bit older than some of the tools, but this is a very good crimping tool for crimping solderless connectors and stuff. I use that quite often. And then I have in here in the inside, I have a fuse puller, which I use quite a bit. That's never pull my fuses out with a wrench. I usually use a fuse puller. And here, just in case I need it, I've got a tool that will actually take the Romex and cut it in the middle rather than using a razor blade. A little bit safer because you're not going to cut your finger or anything, but it also saves from cutting the tools. Way back here is just a simple hacksaw blade here that you never know when you need to cut something. It's not for heavy cuts, but it's for just nice gentle cuts. Okay, let's see what's on the outside of this tool bucket. These are a set of jumpers used for troubleshooting electrical problems. In many cases, you can turn off the power, jump the suspected control, and restart the unit to see if the unit will start up again. If it does, that means that that's your troubled control. But always make sure to turn off the power before you start to add the jumpers. This tool here is fairly new for me. It's a 15-in-1 ratchet screwdriver. As you can see, it's got this flathead bit here with two sides to it. One's a small bit and one's a larger bit. But if you pull this out, you've got all these other bits. You've got a star bit, you've got a Phillips head bit, you've got flat head screw bits, you've got square bits, and really just a wide assortment of bits here that you can use. I find that I'm using this more and more. This here is the electrician's screwdriver. It's got the coating on the sides here, so if you need to go into a panel that has electricity on both sides, you won't touch it and shorts anything out and still be able to reach the screw or bolt or whatever you're looking for here. This is a screwdriver that I had for a long time. It's probably one of my first ones. It's not a Craftsman, it's actually a Sears. I buy a lot of Craftsman tools because they had them on sale a lot and they were cheap. But I quickly decided that I wanted to get a little bit better grade tool. This here is a set that I bought probably about, 15 years ago. It's got a Phillips head, a flat head, and then a larger flat head. It's got a better handle on it. It's just a better tool. This here is a screwdriver that I've had for a long time. I don't know the make or anything like that, but I use it quite often for prying stuff. Once in a while, if I got to get that big torque on it, loosening up or opening up, I can use this one here. But I probably abuse this more with trying to pry something apart because I don't have a pry bar in my bucket. Now we'll go back here. This right here is a lineman tool used for cutting wire or something else that might be able to fit in there. It's also for grabbing stuff and twisting. At least that's what I use it for. It's a nice tool to have when you have wires that have to be cut or pulled. This right here probably came from the same set. It's like his little brother. It's the same thing except it's smaller to get in tight spots that one might not be able to get to. Both of those tools have been through the weather a little bit. You can tell they're slightly rusted. And if that's the little brother, this must be the cousin, because they all came in one kit. And this is a side cutter right here. And like I say, I still use them. They're still good and they still cut. Now we have our Klein multimeter. This is a fairly new tool for me. I bought it specifically so that I could check capacitors. That has a capacitor checker right there, okay? But it also has a temperature sensor, hertz for ohms and resistance, amp draw, and for volts. And it has the clamp-on amp feature too, that if you want to check like a compressor or a fan, you put one of their wires in there, depending on which one, is going to tell you which amp draw you're going to have. It's a pretty handy tool. Having said that, this is the multimeter that I use the most. I've had this for probably about 10 years. It's a Fluke, which I like the Fluke brand, and it's got just voltage and amps and ohm reading. But it's lighter, it fits in places that that one might not get to. It does have the option, it doesn't have a clamp, but it does have the option to take an amp reading on a wire. And I like this one all around better, but that one does have the microfarad side and this one doesn't. But overall, I like this one better. Next, we have our Allen wrenches here. We've got the metric and we've got the standard. I like these angled Allen wrenches better because you can get them in smaller spots. I do have the old set that I used to use. You really can't get those in some tight spots there. I have them, but I don't carry them in this tool bucket anymore. I use these too. Next, we have our needle nose pliers. These are actually a pretty nice set of needle nose. They're Husky. I don't know where I bought them at, probably Lowe's, but anyhow, they've got where you can cut wires and stuff. You can actually make a J hook out of them there and grab stuff that's small and you just can't reach. And needle nose pliers are something you definitely need in your toolbox. This right here is the wire stripper that I prefer. It's a Klein wire stripper, and I just recently have tried different types of wire strippers, and I found that this one was probably the most practical. It just has different features that some of the fancier ones that I checked out, which I actually have videos on, they're good, but this one I think is more versatile than all the other ones. So this is the kind I recommend here. It's got a lot of different features, and I go through that on a video that I made. This here is just a little jug of stuff that I keep on me here. It's got wire nuts, it's got solderless wire connectors, it's got screws, all kinds of different things that I've stored up there. Saves you sometimes from going down to your truck or your car to get something that is small like that. Next, I got these 3 service wrenches that I've had for quite a long time, actually. They actually have different purposes to them. Some of them are the same for purposes, but they've got ratchet ends, different sizes, just all kinds of different things. So I keep all 3 of them. I bought these separately when I was in the trades working out of a truck, and they're still useful. This here is where I keep my Teflon tape and my electrical tape, and I had it marked there. This is a mirror that I think everybody should have, something similar to this. It's got the extending arm, but there's certain times when you just can't see what you need to see, and this would work fine. This is a rectangular shape, but they make round shapes too. I've always had this one, and this one's pretty old, as you can tell. This here is right next door, and it's probably the same manufacturer. It's got the extension arm, and it's a tool that is a magnet. If you drop something, you could pick it up. It'd be a screw, or I've even pulled up tools and stuff. At one time, the plastic covering was coming off, so I put tape around it. I would say that both the mirror and this magnet are probably 30 to 40 years old. This is a little brush that I keep in my pouch. You can clean stuff with it a little bit, but mainly I use this for cleaning flame sensors. It's nice and soft, and it does the job pretty good. Here's my Klein thermometer. It's just a simple thermometer. It reads Fahrenheit, it reads Celsius, and I use that frequently. This is our non-contact Klein electrical sensor. It works pretty good. I don't use it for a lot of different things, but if I just want to find out if a line is hot, you can touch it and it does a good job with that. It's not completely fail-proof, but I keep it in my pouch here. Now, here's a tool that I really didn't think it was that valuable a tool until I saw all that it did. Okay, this is an outlet checker, and it checks multiple different problems you could have with your outlet. For the everyday guy in his house or a do-it-yourselfer, I think this is a must tool. It's a very good tool for just finding out what's going on with your outlet. And that puts us back to where we started from. One of the other tools that I use, and this isn't going to go in your toolbox, but I frequently will have this on. It's an old tool that I've had for over 30 years. It's a Leatherman. The case has been replaced a couple times, but the Leatherman itself is still in the same condition. It's handy. It's got all the kind of different little tools that the Leathermans have and stuff. And then it got this flashlight. You never know when you can use an extra flashlight. And it's something I wear every so often. I don't wear it all the time or anything like that, but every so often I'll say, I better bring that with me. The next thing you need, I think, are knee pads. These are my knee pads that I wore when I ran service with a truck and ladders. I use the heck out of these things. Now they have different items that they sell that they didn't have when I was younger, and that's just a plain old knee pad, okay? I would recommend something to protect your knees. This won't fit in my toolbox here, but I keep it in my truck. And that's about it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up or a like. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to comment. Thanks for watching.